Hello everyone, I am Putu Rosa Natalia. Welcome to my video. In this video, I would like to talk about project-based learning. I'd like to deliver you the definition of project-based learning, then why we need to apply this strategy, and also how to apply this strategy in the learning process. Now, let's move closer to the definition of project-based learning. Well, what is project-based learning? Project-based learning is one of the strategy in teaching which uses student-centered approach. Therefore, the teacher's role here as the supervisor and also mentor. This strategy involves the students actively in the class to a project, and this strategy also makes the students learn by their experience and practice in the real world. This strategy emphasizes four things. They are real activity, exploring, analyzing, and also create the product, then present it. Well, why we need to apply this strategy? We know that 4C is very important in the 21st century. They are communication, collaborative, critical thinking, and problem solving, creative, and also innovation. By this strategy, the students can get and also improve their 4C by not only learn with the theory, but also they can learn by experiencing and practicing it in the real world. They also will learn how to work in group, how to deliver their opinion and complete each other in a group. Well, now let's move on how we use this strategy in the learning process. I will give you a simulation. In this simulation, the teacher will use this strategy to teach senior high school students, especially the third grade students. And the teacher will use this strategy to teach the students about narrative text. The time allocation is 4 meetings, and this simulation will show you the outline and also step-by-steps of this strategy. Good morning, class. How are you today? Well, before we begin the class, let's pray together. Can I have someone to lead the prayer, please? Nice. Well, class, is there anyone absent today? Okay. Class, last week we already learned about recount text. Today we will move to the other text. This text use simple past tense, and as the example, there are Malin Kundang, Cinderella, and also Kancil. Can you guess what kind of text is it? Nice, narrative text. Have you ever read about this text before, students? Okay, if you ever read about this text before, can you give me the other example of this text? Okay, the other example? Great. Well, students, now can you please explain what narrative text is? Okay, nice. Well, narrative text is a story that has a problem and tries to solve it. Today, we would like to learn more about this text. We would like to learn about the structure, the social function, and also the language feature, and more about this text through a project we call it as Story Wall. Well, have you ever heard about Wall magazine, or can you please explain what it looks like? Nice. Well, now I will give you the example of wall magazine and please you pay attention on it. Class, if for wall magazine, it usually filled by article or by opinion. For our project, we will make it different. We will string your own story on a paperboard or styrofoam and decorate it as interesting as possible. So we are going to learn about how to make a good narrative story. Is it clear? Nice. What will be assessed in this project is the first, your process in making this project, and second, the result of this project. Now, can you please open page 23? There are some kinds of narrative story. Please mention it for me. What's the first, students? Nice. And then, what is next? Then, the fourth one, please. Okay, students, here are some kinds of narrative story. For this project, you are free to use which kind that you like. As the example, if you like animal story, you may choose fable, or if you like a princess or prince story, you may choose fairy story. Is it clear, students? Okay, is there any question? Okay, if there is no question, this project can be done both individually or in group. Now, do you want to do it individually or in group? Okay, because most of you want to do it in group, let's we do it in group. I will give you 2 minutes, and please you find your group consists of 4 to 5 students, then sit in your group, okay? Well, class, have you sat in your group? Nice. Now please choose one student as the leader of the group, then we will move to the next. I've shown you the example of wall magazine and you already understand what our product will be. Now can you please mention what will we need to make the product? Nice. The first one is paperboard, or you may use styrofoam. It will be about 1 until 1.2 meters. Then the second one, nice, scissors. Next, alright, pepper glue. Then the next one, origami paper. Then the last one, colored pencils, or you may use crayon. Is it clear, students? Well, now let's we move to the schedule. To finish this project on time, let's we arrange the schedule. This project will be conducted during 4 meetings. The first meeting, now we talk about the project, the needs, we also form the group, and also talk about the schedule. For the second meeting, we will try to identify the example of narrative story and also make your own narrative story. For the third meeting, we will check and revise your narrative story. And the last meeting, the fourth meeting, we will make the story wall. Now, in your group, please make your own project schedule. It consists of step-by-step of finishing this project, and also it is completed by the division of tasks for every member of the group. Is it clear, students? Okay. Well, students, have you finished the project schedule? Is there any question about this project? If there is no question, I will ask you one more. Can someone please explain what narrative text is? Nice. And can someone explain what our project is about? Well, great. Well, students, if there is no questions for next week's, please you find each group, please you find one example of narrative story, then try to identify the first, the structure, the second, the characters, third, settings, fourth, the moral value, fifth, the social function of the story. Then next week, we will present it in front of the class and discuss it together. Is it clear? Okay, let's we end the class today. Thank you for coming and have a nice day. Well, class, last week we already learned about what narrative text is, then now we will move closer into it. Do you already bring the example of narrative story and identify it? Well, nice. Now we will discuss it together. Who wants to be the first one present it in front of the class? Well, the second group, please. Well, good job, students. All of the group already identify the story very clear. Students, do you have any questions? If there is no question, we will move to write your own story. First, please determine the kind of story that you will make. Then, second, please specify the characters, setting, and etc. Then, arrange the story in a group. Well, students, I see that all of you already work very well in group. Please keep it up. We will continue next week. And next week, please bring the draft of your story because we will swap it to the other groups and revise it together. Any questions? If there is no questions, we will end the class today. Okay, thank you for coming and have a nice day. Students, last week we already tried to write your own story. Now let's move closer. Do you already bring the draft? Nice. Now let's swap it to the other group. What you need to do is read the other group's story, then try to find something incorrect. As the example, the grammar or the storyline is confusing or the others. After that, give the feedback and turn it back to the owner of the story. After you got the feedback from the others group, check it and try to revise your own story. Do you understand? Nice. Students, after I see your work, you improve a lot. You learn from your mistake and revise it. Now can someone mention what you have learned today? Nice. Next week, we will continue to make the story wall. Do you still remember? What should we bring for next week? Great. For next week, please bring the stuff. And remember, if you bring any sharp object like scissors, please make sure you keep it safely inside your bag. Understand? Okay, we will end the class today. See you next week and have a nice day. Students, last week you already revised your story. Now it's time to make the story wall. Do you already bring the stuff? Alright, now please make the story wall with your group. You can do it as creative as you can. You may put some paper decorations or draw the character. Just do as creative as you can, okay? Is there any question, students? If there is no questions, please start do it with your group, okay? Alright class, because all of you already finished the story wall, now who wants to be the first one present it in front of your friends? Okay, the first group please. Well students, after I see all of your story wall, I think all of you already did a great work. Now students, do you still have any questions? Alright, if there is no questions, can someone please give me an impression about this project? Nice! Well class, that's all about narrative text. For next week, we are going to learn about something new, that is procedure text. So please at home you learn about procedure text because we are going to discuss it next week, okay? Well, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. See you next week.